Alright, and welcome on into DMS Adventures Tavern, where adventure is always on the menu. We are here for our Eberron Oracle of War campaign, and they are at level 20. They are in the level 20, or part 20 of the adventure. They are fighting all kinds of things and having story hooks and points actually become, understandable. And so, we are going to go ahead and jump right on into that. Hey, that's how it works. With all of that, the 20th part of this adventure is called the Old Scores, which, I mean, kind of makes sense if you think about it, considering that all of the old scores are coming back together now. All of the previous, people that have grudges against people, all the wars and all of that stuff, it's all coming back. It's coming full circle. So, with that, we are definitely going to go ahead here and touch bases on what we did last time. So last time, does anybody remember what we did last time? No, I remember what we did last time. So last time you actually, the big thing that happened was the fact that the captured dragon that you had captured and was dead, somehow, even though it was chained up and dragged all the way back to Salvation to the military encampment in chains and shackles, somehow got brought back to life and started moving, and with that you found that the green dragon that you had previously encountered was actually responsible for that, and you ended up fighting both the green and the gold dragon. The gold one not having had much hit points, but still, you managed to take them both out and ensure that they would both stay dead. Or at least you hope so. You also were able to, let's see here, you had the encounter at the Chapel of the Silver Flame prior to that, where you found an ally that told you that the Swords of, the Swords of Liberty are planning an attack on the King's train that is headed to Salvation at this very moment. So you found out that information, and so it is, kind of at that point, having taken care of reuniting Sky and her father, having taken care of Flamewind's return, having gotten Viendasil's revenge. Well, she tried. I think you guys kind of revenged better than she did. That was the green dragon. And with all of that, we have, well, it seems that your next plan, or your next pressing issue, really, is how to stop this attack on the train known as the Excellence that is carrying both the king as well as, in additional cars along this train, other passengers, whom which at least one of is Solring Moranin, the one who created the Oracle, which you now know meant that he imprisoned those three genies in there and kidnapped their child, who he is currently holding on his lap in this train when it was last cried upon. So, with that, what would you like to do? What is your plan? What is the what is the go-to? What questions do you have, if any, or what can I help you with? So
Shawarma.
you're really quiet today, dude.
Shawarma. I said shawarma.
Shawarma? You're gonna make shawarma? Okay.
Shawarma.
Mhm.
Yeah, we just got done fighting a pair of dragons. I'm
Mhm.
kind of hungry.
Okay.
I need to
So
check on that thing asked the bureau to look into for anyway for
okay.
my request
Mhm.
if it's
Okay.
arrived.
It has not. It has not arrived yet.
Hmm.
Nope.
Dragging their feet on that one. All
Mhm.
right. Then I suppose I shall assist with whoever else is out here investigating a means to an end.
Okay. Well, I will give you the fact that you do know that the King's train is about 3 days out. Um, it was suggested that you intercept it prior to it getting to the town. Um, and you also learned that the King's specific carriage of the train, his is protected from any teleportation or the like magic. So, like, doing a misty step to get into the train car is not a thing you can do. Or teleporting straight in is not a thing that you can do.
Also, a
What was
bunch
it?
of dragons headed.
There is a bunch of dragons also headed, in which you actually
a bunch of
learned.
dragons too.
You actually learned that the King in Green is actually a very ancient green dragon leading this band of other dragons that are currently on their way to salvation to get the Oracle of War, because it is their sworn duty to protect the draconic prophecy. And since the Oracle has been spouting draconic prophecy, they have deemed it their responsibility to control or take control of that and see that it is not in the hands of those who would harm the draconic prophecy. So, you've got
Mama, why is that a bad thing?
because the
Because
Oracle of War,
they're
yeah,
fucking dragons and they suck.
well, there's that. I mean, that's the easy explanation. The bigger explanation is the Oracle of War is actually three genies that were entrapped in it, whose son got stolen and kidnapped and held for ransom or as collateral for them to do Sol Ring's bidding. And so this Oracle of War is really an entrapment of these three genies and their child. So giving it to the dragons with those three genies in it and their child still being held would be very, very bad. I'm robotic? Uh-oh. Okay. Hang on. Okay, you guys make a plan while I figure out why the thing is robotic.
While she fixes it.
So I wasn't here last week, so we're still planning on how to defend the train?
need to do that. I mean,
Test.
to kill Soul Ring and get the magic jar that Kate is trapped in. Then we free the oracles from the Oracle War, and it gets destroyed, and then a bunch of dragons show up. So, you know, minor stuff.
Yeah, no, this sounds like a lot. I know that she mentioned. Yay.
Just another day in Eberron.
I know it was mentioned that we can't teleport to the train, like right on top of it. Is there any other means of transportation that we have? The sleds? I forget what they're called.
Four sleds.
Or-
Yeah, we can't teleport into the King's special car, but the rest of the train we can.
Oh,
That
we can
should be
teleport
better.
in the
Is that
rest of the
better?
train. Yeah.
Okay. Is that better for you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, so you could potentially teleport into the rest of the train, just not into the King's specific train car. Is what it amounts to.
Do we actually have the ability to teleport?
I don't know, ask
Not
your wizard.
okay.
I can. Yes, I can cast teleport.
Okay. However, I would say that the familiarity of the train car would not be super high.
But
Yeah.
he has familiarity with Soul Ring because he hung out with us for a while.
Mm-hmm. It's true. Mm-hmm.
Well, we want to start there, head to the train.
Sure. To the train.
Okay. Do you have a plan for when you get to the train?
Nope.
Okay.
Kick names and take ass. I mean, wait.
Might be the other way around.
Yeah. Depends on who you're asking, I suppose.
I mean,
We'll find out when we get there, probably.
probably. Okay. Mm-hmm.
I was gonna talk to the Oracle of War about the green dragon, king and green guy.
Okay. Sure.
In a very safe, secure location
Mm-hmm.
in our thing.
In your outpost, okay. And so what are you asking?
What the fuck?
I don't know what the fuck. You know about as much as we do.
They are the ones with the Draconic Prophecy, though.
We just... Well, let's, hold on. Let's see here. Let me scroll back up. Hold on. Get back to that part. Okay. Let's see here. They'll tell you, the ancient green dragon, I mean, the founder of the chamber of, dragons, is known as the King in Green. There's a ruthless enforcers of Dragon Society group known as the Eyes of Croninespi. They blame the chamber, which is what the dragon, the King of Green, is the head of, for failing to secure the Oracle of War. They blame the artifact's power, or they fear the artifact's power to read unheard verses of the Draconic Prophecy threatens the whole land if it's left in the hands of what they deem as lesser races. and the eyes of, or the eyes, as it were, have threatened to shut down the chamber if the Oracle of War is not secured. So that's probably why they're coming. I'm just saying.
So we can let the eyes fight the chamber and we kill whoever wins?
Well, no, the eyes have sent the chamber to get the box, and if they don't get the box, the eyes are going to shut down the chamber, as in the chamber will be no more after that.
Yeah. Wait a little bit for them to knock the box. In theory.
In theory, but they are coming now. And you know, because you have the box with the dragon's thing on it, that they are approximately, the last time you looked, approximately 3 days out based on the map. So, with
in
that...
the same direction as the train?
Nope, opposite directions. Of course. Why would I have them being in the same direction? That would make too much sense. Y'all split the party. Half of you guys can go for the train, half can go for the dragons. Really? That's all I get for that? Wow. Okay. Wow. I'm very disappointed, and I thought I was going to get a better response with that.
At some point, I want to have Sky or her dad come and listen and write down the full draconic prophecy from these guys.
Okay. Okay.
Or Joe or somebody.
Okay. They will attempt to do that. They will give them all of the pieces of the draconic prophecy that you guys have already obtained, but they will have it so that it's written down.
There's nothing they haven't told us?
Nope. Not
the full prophecy.
It's they only know a little bit about the prophecy. They don't know exactly what it all. It's not the full prophecy. These are what they have given you are what are considered unknown parts of the draconic prophecy, as in unreleased sections, as in if you were to go and do research in the big city of Sharn, you would be able to get a section of the draconic prophecy. You get that. This is all stuff that is not been written into those books and into that stuff. It's not common knowledge prophecy.
Okay, I assume we would have a book.
You would have, yeah.
In our library.
You do.
So file that all together then, and everybody can look at it and try and figure out what the hell.
Yeah. And they will kind of like one of the line or one of the prophecies, like one of the very first ones, that they will tell you, actually, no, that this one is one you haven't heard because one, it comes from the epic, but there's one, and it's when rebel blades strike against a king, a thief leaves their prize in a high tower, and dragons burn by night. And so with that phrase, and I know I'm putting it into the chat for you, Arthur, because I know you've been keeping track of them. The genies will tell you they believe that the thief leaves their prize in a high tower could refer to Soul Ring and the Iron Flask. It could.
If Flame Wing is in a tower.
Yeah. If that does imply that, then when rebel blades strike against a king, would probably imply the king is in danger. which you already knew. So, yeah. Okay. They will, I mean, you know, they really do press you to go and get this taken care of before the train gets to Salvation, because most likely, and these genies are pissed off at Soul Ring, and they're like, most likely he'll expect a attack once they get to Salvation, so he's most likely not expecting an attack now. And I mean the train is well guarded, but it's
Unless he is part of the plot to kill the king on the train.
unless that, I mean, that is a possibility. It is a possibility. So one of the things that we did have you guys do was go ahead and take your long rest so that you have all the spell slots, all the everythings. So we will say this is in fact the next morning. You have your choices. Now the train is approximately 2 days out, as it has kept going through the night. You check on the dragons, and it seems they are still like 2.5 days, almost 3 days, depending on how accurate this map is, away. So it seems that you might, the way that the movement is working, the train might actually arrive in Salvation prior to the dragons at the pace it's going. So, now, what do? Do you plot an ambush? Do you seek out a remote location to meet the threat of the train alone? Do you warn the dragon-marked houses and world leaders? What do you do? How do you do? What is the plan?
Are there
Okay.
any other train stations between us and where we think it is?
There is. There is. You know of one that is, let's see here. You do know that there is at least one that is about a day out from you.
And how far is it from the train?
So, if you were to go right now and you were, this is that. Remember that math problem in high school? That train, if you leave at the same time, blah 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 blah. It is about a day's travel out for the train, and if you can come up with a speedy source of travel.
How fast can our salvage base fly?
Ooh, I don't remember. Hang on, let me check. Dear salvage base, how fast can you fly?
We'll just park it on the tracks. It'll be fine.
I mean, you've got,
It's pretty beefy.
Yeah. Let's see here. Where did the... Oh. Okay. But that's not it.
Also, I haven't done the thing, so I have to do the thing, so ignore it.
Okay, you have to do the thing because you haven't done the thing yet. Okay.
I would probably
Hi!
suggest that we can talk to the houses and deliver it in a way to where it serves their self-interest, like it's going to make them look bad and this and that. Even if we have to personally motivate them, as a kind of backup, should we either fail or something slips past us, that they are informed as well. We don't have to let them know about the flask, but more so the king.
Support that plan of action.
That way, you know, if we mess up, we are kind of covered, and it'll explain the why we are there. That, and they might be able to assist us in a way that we haven't thought of.
Oh.
And we have connections to at least 2 of the houses.
Mm-hmm. You do have at least 2 of the houses. Mm-hmm.
If nothing else, we can press our contacts, and they can press theirs.
Okay. Okay.
If nothing else, can set up they can arrange for a kind of net at the station should, again, something slip past us, or we get to the train station that they intended to arrive at.
Mm-hmm.
They could have armed guards and or deterrents from any further attacks, should they have a backup plan.
Okay.
But that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a great talker.
Lots
There
of
are
options.
other talkers in this group.
We're down 2 bards, not really.
No.
Yeah, you picked the wrong day to do it, I think.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure I can reach out to House Kenneth and see what they can provide.
Mm-hmm.
I have connections at my house as well.
Did Joe
That-
have a house?
He did.
That and what about our recent war? Is there a contact that we can talk to from
You have
the other direction?
literally the group of Brelish freedom fighters that are in the encampment that you just killed the dragon in, or dragons in.
Yeah.
And let's see here. Okay. But yeah, no, they. So I will say, you do know that there is said to be on the train with the king, the heads of the dragon houses. They are all coming in with him.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. What was that?
Would
I'm sorry.
likely have a way to contact the head.
You can. Yeah, you can certainly try.
No, if you talk to their contacts,
Mm-hmm.
their contacts are going to have a way to talk to the head of the
What
house.
businessman or woman does not travel without their cell phone?
Alright. The ones that live in Eberron, because there's no cell service.
Sending stones. I have a whole collection of sending stones.
You have a whole yeah, you do have a whole collection of sending stones. What are you up to now? 3? Yeah. Cinder Striker has 3 different sending stones.
My goodness.
Press
them all. Press all the shinies.
Press all the buttons at the same time.
Don't we have like the thing in our base that can send messages out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we should probably utilize that. Like, the closer we can get to where the king currently is, the better for that. But we also don't know who's in on it is the actual thing. So we have to run with the caution that we don't know how deep this rebellion goes.
The skyships can move faster than 3 miles an hour, right?
I believe so.
We can just
The elemental
get
airship.
skyships by saying, you know, this is, I don't remember the word for it, but say we're doing good stuff, important stuff, so it's ours now. We'll bring it back maybe.
9 miles an hour, 260 miles a day.
So we could, if nothing else, talk to the guild heads or the head of the houses, and we could, if nothing else, say that we need to use one.
You have a skyship.
Also
Not
true.
ours exploded.
Yeah, you have a skyship. You have a floating fortress. Yeah, you have a couple of different options of means of travel. You have the teleport spell. Yeah. A couple of different means of
I
travel.
also have a teleportation circle in the base.
You do have a teleportation circle, a
That
permanent
is
one in the base.
where that'll get us. That would have to be to another.
Mhm. Well, it's the one that lets you teleport into it. It doesn't necessarily take you anywhere.
You have to be able to teleport out of it too.
Yeah, but that's
sure
when you.
if Arthur and Joe and Dorian needed a teleportation circle schematic to contact their houses, they could have it.
True. Okay. So, which plan do you go with?
I would have stolen a bunch of schematics for Zutog. I had a bunch of spell scrolls for Zutog.
You do.
Last time.
You do have a bunch of spell scrolls for Zutog. You do. Hey, Zutog.
Don't know what any of them are.
How much money you got? No, I'm kidding.
I'm
gonna add a bunch of spells to your spell book.
You'll start running low on money. I have.
No, you're good. You're good.
And as soon as we actually start going, I'm going to do that on Mahler. It lasts for 8 hours.
Okay.
Get your D8 to initiative.
Well, there you go.
Oh, before we get moving, once we've decided what we're doing, I'm going to do a hero's feast.
Okay. Okay.
2d10. Let's see.
Is this where the shawarma comes in?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. Okay.
I have yet to meet a problem that could not be solved by shawarma.
I mean, I know some problems that can't be solved by it, but doesn't mean you can't celebrate afterwards.
Most things are susceptible to hot meat thrown in the face.
That's true. That's fair. Okay. Alright. So, okay. So, what all is your hero's feast consist of, Anna? So Zen, what does Zen make for that?
Okay. Shawarma's been requested.
Mm-hmm.
Shawarma will be delivered.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bits of everybody's favorite.
Okay.
Nothing super fancy, but solid. Homey.
Okay. Alright.
I am bad at coming up with food.
That's okay. I was just wondering if you had a plan.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
Alright, so what are the requests for food, guys?
I got mine.
Bacon.
Bacon. Oh, is it gonna go in your pocket? Because pocket bacon is a thing.
It
Yep.
can't. It stops existing after the spell's over.
I know, but he can still do it.
It's the
Yeah.
thought that counts.
Mm-hmm.
Shepherd's
Put it into your
pie.
pocket and then just take it out and eat it immediately.
Yep, exactly.
It's like what we do on Overcooked when we drop the raw chicken on the floor.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, 5-second rule.
Well,
Floor chicken.
floor chicken. We literally, when we're playing that game, we throw the chicken on the floor and then we just call it, hey, I need an order of floor chicken. Yep.
Our niece likes bark.
She thinks it's the funniest thing ever. Yep. Okay.
Have nachos because those are invented.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right.
I can't really think of a big bird that would be from where Zutog's from, but he'd probably want like some giant roasted ostrich legs.
So you want the giant turkey leg, but yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
rock.
Mhm.
Catch a
Oh,
rock.
there you
Yeah.
go. A large rock leg.
That's doable.
Yeah.
And some rock egg omelets.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, with the runny yolk.
Mm-hmm. Whatever your heart desires, because it's magic food.
It is magic food.
Get a can of wet food for Pounce. It's not going to really help, but it doesn't feel included. I think you just have whatever meat there is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
Okay, so that's 12 people.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else?
I did not. Okay. Oh. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So I would say not on this one. She would not need to partake. Okay. So let's see here. Okay. Let's see. And yeah. So you said 11, right? Or
You can do
up to 11 or 12.
creatures.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So that's all of us plus Joe plus Grebus plus
Mhm.
Haven, all of us, and then I don't know because I don't know who else we're taking.
Well, I mean, it's not. I'm not casting the spell right this second, but it was once we've all decided what we're doing
Mhm.
and everybody involved will get the benefits of Heroes Feast. Because if I don't do it now, I'm gonna forget, and I'll feel real dumb later.
Okay. All right. So with that, okay. And is there anything else you guys would do prior to all of this? Prior to leaving your
They're contacting everyone. I'm gonna see if there's any kind of schematics or anything on the King's special train car, or if I remember anything from we saw the other one and try and like put it down on paper.
Okay. All right. You get a little bit of information. They don't give out a whole lot about the special additions to it. Of course.
Yeah, but we just saved them like 15 different times.
I know.
24 hours.
I know.
Shit they did to themselves.
Mhm. So yeah, there's
Any of them go any kind of
anything what?
in
I'm sorry.
place of reference or something, I will go back later and steal whatever I need.
Okay. Okay.
Not treason if you're saving the king's life,
There you go. Okay.
or if they don't catch you.
All right. So with that, let's see here. Okay. All right. So what did you decide? How are you gonna get the get to the train? Are you taking the whatchamacallit? Are you taking the ship? Are you taking the base? What are you taking?
Oh, that would be so cool to take the ship and then drop in like James Bond style and feather fall.
It'll also be very obvious.
So
is there a way that
taking
we
a
can-
flying fortress is not going to be very obvious?
I was trying to think of like, is there a way that we can subtly do this? Like Zutog, can you cast fly on us so we can? Sure, we can go the majority of the way there with the fortress, but can we discreetly get onto the train?
Jolly, I don't know if you were here
you met
when
us?
it was said that we can't like teleport into the special car. We can't like Misty Step into the special car where the peeps are. But does that are they in the front of the train, or do we not know where their
you don't
compartment
know.
is?
You don't know.
So like we can't do that,
Obviously
but
look very different
but
from the
like
outside.
but
Yes,
if we fly, we're not teleporting, and surely they have to have access to the outside from the inside. That's just the way that they would have something designed. So we just need to find the physical entrance to get in. And we could go for the end of the train and just work our way forward.
That's probably what we're gonna have to do. I can't imagine that we'll be able to just get to the front of the train off the rip.
Yeah, so we can fly in close, and then Zuta can have us fly, and then we can manually get there.
Well,
I'm gonna eat a big skull plot.
I have another idea instead that might be a little bit more creative than just flying. Here, let me explain. And then he'll explain the spell gaseous form.
Whoa, this is a train that we're trying to get onto. It's gonna be
For
moving.
travel, though.
Yeah, just for the
True.
travel part. We could like get,
True.
know.
Is there another train that we can have start going towards the other one?
And then just train hop.
Well, no, then
Just jump for the other train.
one of those trains is going to have to stop, and they're not going to want the one that the king's on to explode. That will potentially buy us a minute or so to get onto this train.
Either
While
that
people
or
are
they
freaking
just
out trying to fix stuff and trying to get the other train out of the way so the king can continue. We had a
Wouldn't-
quicker, safer way to get there by sky or whatever, doing that.
You think? I mean, wouldn't Arthur know how to pull apart or temporarily disable the train? It runs on like electricity, right?
It runs on magic. Yes.
Magic
The elemental. It's run by the House Orin.
I mean, if we need more elementals that are electric and can power things, I got a couple.
Yeah, it's run by elemental binding struts. Mm-hmm.
Which they may be loyal to Solar because
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, I mean, there is a train that that could be headed that direction. There are multiple tracks. But yeah, they could.
Even if it's on a neighboring track, it would slow it down to a stop, so that way the King's train could go by unimpeded, and that would give us a base to try to get onto the King's train.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Take the train.
Okay.
I also feel like if there's no necessary need to overcomplicate it, if we could just get on the train. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there is that too, I suppose.
But
Mm-hmm.
we still need to talk to the other guild heads and make sure that everyone else is on board.
Okay.
Well, I suppose I could send some word to Therashk?
Mm-hmm.
House Therashk. My particular house of allegiance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be collecting all the potions and stuff that we can have made
Okay.
for our thing.
Okay. Yeah.
A bunch of supplies and maybe extra like manacles or something. We just gotta.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So one of the things I will give you on this, in you doing your research, you're aware, of course, there is a twin to this train that the king travels on. There's two of them that they travel on, and you know that the twin normally has, the train cars that go with this is of course the helm. So the lead, where the elementals and stuff are, the galley with the kitchen, the dining car, or the galley and then the dining car. So working both together. Then you've got first class, which depends on how many they're allowing onto the train. And so that can be like, well, the king's carriage is considered first class. So that would be at least one, if not like two or three. Your
Soul Ring also be considered first class, probably.
The what?
Soul Ring. He is high
probably, most likely. So you're assuming since they're bringing so many people, they're probably bringing all three of the first class carriages. There is of course the sleeper cars for the dignitaries and whatnot. Then of course the standard class, which of course will be sleeping in their seats. It's just like your regular train. And then steerage, of course, and cargo. So steerage being more likely to be holding probably the King's Guards at the moment.
I imagine steerage is the attendants and stuff that go along with the train, and then
that's actually standard class.
Standard, well, not the ones who like clean the toilets and stuff.
Right.
Regimented. Standard would probably also have at least some guards, and whichever cars are closest to the king would probably have.
So, with that being said, you have a feeling that this train most likely has 9 or 10 or maybe even 11 cars to it. And possibly more if they needed more for like the dignitaries or the whatever. But
That's a lot.
at the very least, I would say that this train is at least 9, if not 11 cars long.
That's a lot of
Cars
ground to
can move
cover.
through, yeah.
Yeah.
But they do look different from the outside as well, so see which one is loose, and then we can make a move.
Aren't there certain magical spells one could put on a room or a surface that trigger if someone breaks in or attacks it?
Yep.
Not really my area of expertise.
Yeah,
Perhaps,
if I don't go wandering around the base late at night without none where I've been.
but like a warden of some sort.
Possibly.
It's very likely that there's at least boards on any obvious entrances, and that wherever they can put them, because as long as it keeps the king safe, it doesn't really matter who else gets hurt.
So the question lies: do you take the train north and get off at the station before the king? Do you take your ship? Do you take your fortress? Or do you fly?
Yeah, the fortress would be the most fortified, but not exactly the most subtle. Could go on the
Slow.
train, and it's slow. The train provides us, I'm assuming, with the least defense, but greatest air subtlety, because we can just blend in with the rest of the passengers.
And honestly, probably the fastest movement.
And the fastest movement. So I vote that for subtlety more than anything.
I'm with you. Take the train.
Agreed.
Okay. All right. So with that, you head for the station. You get some tickets. You board the train headed in the direction that you know the king is coming in. So you definitely can, in fact, get there. It's a day's travel here on train. So you get there. And you find out that the King's train should be arriving here in about 2 hours, and you find yourself at this small little town, very much similar to Salvation, in that there's a whole lot of rough-looking people, very tough, but also you see there's a tavern, there's some stores going on here, a couple of little, this and that things, but you are able to you have 2 hours before the train is set to arrive to do whatever you need to do here at this train station in the middle of nowhere.
Given that it looks so rough, it's a fair bet that they're not going to stop.
No, they will be stopping. You did find out that they have to stop at these certain points because they have to switch out some of the elemental things to recharge. So they have to stop ever so often. And that's these spots are distinctly put into place so that they have a spot to stop.
Probably be well defended.
You see that there is a military guard at the train station, yes.
Well, no, and also just the King's Guard thing here.
Yeah.
Does it look like any of them are hiding among the passengers? Anyone who looks out of place
On
with the
your
civilians?
trip to this town, give me a perception check, please. Oh, nice.
I see. Oh,
You see lots of things. Okay.
that man is playing Gallagher. You thought I wouldn't notice, but I did.
All right. So, you are like watching. You are checking everybody. You're doing the whole up and down. Just giving everybody that very close inspection. And there's a couple that possibly could be part of those organizations, maybe. Possibly. You do catch that some of them are a little more armored than you would necessarily deem appropriate. However, it's as you make this realization that the irony kind of also kicks in, that you're more armored than necessarily expect for riding on a train.
The other thing, does anyone need a reminder of the question/answer that we are looking for to find the attackers?
Yep.
So the question is, good night for a party. The answer that we're looking for is, depends on who ends up on the floor. You may want to write that down.
I'm gonna be looking for, people like me, the sneaky folks, the thieves and stuff.
Okay.
If there's anybody I know through my contacts, or just anybody being very obvious that they're waiting there for the train to come so they can.
Okay, so this is after you guys get to the train station?
That you don't know is there.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me a perception check, Cinder.
I've done a little bit on the train. But...
I was gonna say, between you and Dorian, we'll say you know the ones you didn't catch, Dorian did and pointed out to you. Okay. Almost a natural 20. Look at that, 19. So there's a couple of what you recognize as like the urchins, the kind of they pull that whole hang around the train station because they know rich people are going to be there thing. And you catch some of them kind of weaving in and around the crowd, pickpocketing as they go. I will say you notice that they give each of your party members kind of a wide berth, especially those with very visible weapons.
And I will to the ones, if I can catch their eye, or if there's somebody who looks like the group leader or something, I will thieves camp that. Be ready, some shit might go down.
They immediately look at you and they're like, what kind of shit?
I'm being subtle.
I know, but you have you catch them. They say that, and they are shocked that someone is speaking to them in that language.
Did they not look at me?
No. I mean,
creeping around in clothes.
Not a lot of people talk to them.
I'll just say soldiers that.
Got it.
If you know any ways of getting on the train, let me know.
No.
I will gather some of them, and we will.
Okay, so you're gonna.
So I'm not talking to Oliver Twist and friends in front of everyone.
Okay, so you kind of talk to that one enough to have them lead you off into a secluded area where you can kind of get them and get a little information and stuff. They tell you, yep, Exactly. I was just gonna say, hey, you want to use one of your background features? You you kind of learn that lightning trains are really hard to like jump aboard while they're moving because they move very very quickly. Unlike our normal everyday trains where people actually do that and it's weird. But lightning trains on the other hand are not that way. So if you don't get in when it's at the station, the odds of you getting in are not real big. Unless you have magic, and then you can maybe take a chance if you time it just right. And one of them tells this little story about there's this one kid that they knew that he was just learning magic, not not real good at it. But he decided he learned this new cool spell and he was going to show us. And he said that he could get on the train and he would go down and he'd ride it to the next station and then turn around and come back on the next one and do the same thing. He did some magic. We haven't seen him since.
Probably a splatter on the tracks.
Well, there was no body on the tracks.
Yeah, like I said, a splatter, not a body.
Oh. I didn't see no blood, nothing. I don't know. And that's how, my friends, is how orphans happen. You know, I'm kidding. The kid just runs away from home. It's fine. Okay, so yeah, so you get some information from them, you know, about the best places to kind of try to sneak on, but they've never seen the King's train down here. They just know the regular trains. And it is as it's getting closer to the time that the King's train is supposed to be there, you guys notice that a crowd is assembling around the train station. Quite a large crowd, considering how small this town is. Now,
Okay, and the last thing I'll do is I will point out Dorian and say, don't let him catch you stealing shit, but have fun, be careful.
okay. You gonna give him any money?
Why am I gonna give him money? All these people are gonna give him money.
I'm just saying, I'm asking. Okay. Alright. So they officially have permission to steal things as long as Dorian doesn't catch them. Got it?
And only, smart about it.
Right. Okay. Alright. So what are the rest of you guys doing with this, hour and a half before the crowd starts to gather?
I imagine Zutog's not used to trains, so he's kind of, at least for the first 30 minutes, kind of like a little shaky. And then
getting your ground legs back a little bit.
Yeah. But then after a little bit, he'll at least be like, okay, this is okay. We got this. But he's obviously a little shaken.
Right. Okay.
I'll go up and down some of the cars and investigate, looking for anything out of place, random booby traps.
Well, the train itself has not arrived yet.
Oh.
Yeah, no, this is like you arrived at the train station in this little town. The King's train is expected in 2 hours, so you have like an hour and a half or so to kill. What are you doing? Are you just hanging at the train station? Are you exploring the town? What you doing? Exploring the area, where the train is going to be. What are you doing? Are you setting any plots or plans to ambush the train? Now would be the time.
I'll pass by any particular group of people, keeping a cautious distance, but listening for conversations indicating ne'er-do-wells
Okay.
or other illicit behavior.
Okay. Give me another perception check.
Best laid plans.
Mm.
And I forgot I could do this, but I'll add Hunter's intuition.
Okay.
Hooray for things I forgot about.
I mean, this is why level 20 is fun, where you have so many things you don't remember what you got.
Mhm.
All right, so 22. You do pick up a couple of people. Just the conversation. So, do you guys remember how big of a deal like this? You think back to Lincoln and some of the others as president were traveling via train because that was the fastest way to travel. And they hit these little towns, and it was this big old thing to have the president be at their town. So the whole community, the whole city, the whole surrounding whatever comes to congregate. It's very similar to that.
For.
Huh?
The whistle stop for.
That's what it was called. I was trying to remember. Thank you.
That still happens.
It does.
The president drive through my town once and everybody went crazy.
Oh, they drive through here all the time. But yeah, so that's very, very much the kind of the feeling, and so easily,
They
Dorian.
away from the back of the train and make them do something then.
What?
That was the thing. They would give speeches from the back of the train.
Mm-hmm.
So then the train could start leaving and they would.
Yeah. Dorian, I would say that you definitely caught a couple of people discussing how these rich people coming through and are they gonna actually get off the train, or are they just gonna be too good to disembark? You've got some that are just like, oh my god, this is so exciting, the king's coming, and you catch some people talking about how they've never seen any of any royalty. They've never seen a king or queen. Oh my god, they're how amazing is it that he's stopping at our town? Yeah, that's very much the vibe you're getting here, with the occasional grumpy old man sitting in the rocking chair right outside a barber shop.
That's Arthur.
I know, that's the one that Arthur's counterpoint. Yeah. And there's another chair there. You look over and you see Arthur is sitting in the other chair, just chatting. Cup of ale in hand, of course. Right, Arthur?
Absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, so you see the little grumpy old man sitting in the rocking chair, bitching about how this is, a waste of time and blah 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 blah. Yeah, it's the whole, old man waste of my time thing. And so yeah, you pick up a bunch of different questions here and there around town. So Arthur's listening, found his counterpart here in town, got a cup of ale and sitting in the rocking chair, just chilling, waiting. Mauler, what are you doing? Did we lose Mauler?
Okay, I is back. I heard my name.
So what would you be doing in the hour and a half or so before the train gets there?
Honestly, now I don't feel like Mauler would have a lot to do other than just to mull things over.
Okay. So kind of sticking around the train station then?
If there's a smoldering with intensity staring down the track where the train's gonna be coming, that's what he's doing, because he's just waiting. It's the whole calm before the storm kind of thing. of like he knows that like this can go incredibly sideways, and he's like just in his head like, don't fuck it up. As just mulling things over and be like trying to, it's the whole thing of like he's trying to assess before he's even there, but that doesn't really work because he's not there yet.
Okay. Okay. All right. So Zin, what are you doing in this situation?
Oh, I'm watching the crowd.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a
Yeah,
perception
so-
check.
Do.
I have the ring that allows whoever I'm talking to
Damn!
understand thieves can't, so I'm gonna
Yeah. No, I'm
Zin
fully.
a heads up.
Yeah, I'm fully expecting someone to use the crowd as cover to do something.
Okay.
Shenaniganery.
Shenanigans. All about shenanigans.
Mm.
Okay, so you're giving Zin the ring that allows her to understand and speak thieves' cant?
No.
Or, oh no.
I have the ring.
That's
and
right, you-
Whoever I'm talking to can
That's right.
understand. It's little like hand signals. I'm just gonna be like, I'm going
Okay.
to go talk to the kids.
Okay. So Zin, with that natural 20,
Off to be a bad.
huh?
Yeah.
Going off to be a bad influence.
Yeah. I would say you know, with your Cinder Striker radar, you do catch the signs that Cinder sends you, and you see them dart off, and you see this ragtag group of youngins, as it were. It's a mixture of races and stuff. Kind of follow after, some stealthy, some not so much. So, you know, enough to be like, oh no, that kid's gonna probably not do well at this, but you know, hey, maybe he'll learn, it'll be fine. You kind of pick up a little bit of what Dorian did with the random, you know, people with, you know, excitement, and like, you see the people who are there for the excitement of seeing the King's train. You also catch the ones who are there to maybe cause trouble. You're not sure if it's towards the train or towards the people who are here, such as, you know, pickpocketing or whatever. You know, you see those people that are coming out just to, you know, be able to complain about the fact they had to come out, of course. It's always some of those.
As
And-
part of my quick sweep, I'd like to do use a charge of Eyes of the Grave,
Oh,
looking for undead.
okay.
That's 60 feet of me.
It is 60 feet of you. I will say you do not register
I don't
anyone
expect
being
it any
undead.
undead, but
You do not.
I never get to use it, so
I know, right? How long does that last? Is it just the one
just one turn.
one turn?
So I
Okay.
can burn it. Can use it as many times as I have
Okay. Okay.
wisdom modifier.
Okay. I will say, yeah, on your first sweep with that, you do not see anyone giving off an undead aura, as it were. Laudna's not there. It's fine.
Is there a temple in this town?
There is a temple in this town.
The same god as one in Salvation?
Let's see. Let me check real quick here. I don't believe so. I believe it is a different one here. See, let's see. That would be, there we go. No, this is not the same one. This is, you know what, actually, How many are there? Roll me a d8, Cinder. Okay. Alright, so that is 1, 2, 3. Okay. It is Balinor. The god of usually like beasts or the hunt. Very much nature, war. And you see that a little disconcerting, but their emblem is that of the outline of a green dragon.
There are a lot of druids.
There seem to be quite a few nature-based people here, yes. Yep. So Balinor. Yeah, so you do see some of the people around, and I guess you guys would have caught this too a little bit, that are druids. You do kind of see that there is possibly a large group of them in here.
With detect magic, Arthur would have seen them.
Yeah, Arthur would see some of the druids, some of their magic items and stuff on them. You I will say, Arthur, you actually would have caught, other than the pipe that the old man was smoking being magic, you would also see that he wears a quite unique, what looks to be almost a religious or a specific emblem on his cloak that you let's see if you actually know what it is. Arthur, give me a history check, because it is also glowing with magic. Okay, you recognize it as an emblem of the gatekeepers, one of the oldest druidic sects here within the country, primarily found among the orcs. However, this gentleman isn't. Well, he might be. No, you're pretty sure he's not. He might have a little bit of orc in him, but not very much if he does. But you know that they act to protect Eberron from aberrations and other unnatural creatures, and seek to prevent extraplanar incursions and attacks. They are the ones, and the reason that you did so well with this is the gatekeepers are the ones that like maintain the ancient seals that hold long forgotten evils at bay. So remember that quest where you guys went to go fix the seal? That person was a gatekeeper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that person was a gatekeeper. So, yeah, you recognize the symbol of this gentleman that he has on him as that of the gatekeepers. So you would in fact know what kind of druids and stuff are here. So, okay. Magic also, well, the detect magic set lasts 10 minutes. I would say you can, because you can ritually cast it, you can last for whatever, but you do catch that there's some people that have magic items amongst their clothing or their weaponry or their, like, you even see, it's really funny because you see this guy who's just looks like he's carrying a shovel, but there's some sort of magic on that shovel. It gives a hold on, I gotta look him up because I don't remember.
You've been digging into my character ideas, haven't you?
Oh no, actually I haven't. I'm just good like that. Let's see. All right. So it is. It is. Not abjuration. What is the word I'm looking for here? Alright. That's what I needed. It is, got an enchantment, on this shovel. It's giving you that aura of enchantment. As
We
if,
carried the shovel to like a king's thing.
well, he's like working in the town. He's not really paying much attention to the train station. He's kind of just like going off on his own, you know, like making sure that the town. He's that one guy that goes around the downtown area or the whatever area and does the weeding or the sweeping of the sidewalks or whatever. He doesn't have to. He just does it. It's that guy. He's that guy. He's like, you know, pulling up weeds over here in this flower bed, or, you know, at one point with the shovel, you see him kind of point to this plant and set the shovel down, and you see the shovel goes over and it digs up the plant, moves it over like 5 feet, digs a hole, puts the plant in it, moves the dirt back over to fill in the other hole. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's really cool to watch. But yeah, you see this like random dude. Now, so there's, I mean, it's Eberron. There's magic. This world is magic. You're not surprised the amount of magical things there are here in the town. You see, and you don't even have to know that it's magical to figure it out. But you see this what looks to be a couple of kids playing with this ball, or this sphere-looking thing, and they're kind of playing like catch, but this ball is probably a good 1.5 feet wide, you know, and clear, mind you, clear. And it seems to just be going back and forth with no problem whatsoever as they're kind of, you know, playing the balloon. What did Bluey call it? The keepy uppies, yeah. You know, to keep the balloon from touching the ground, sort of situation. And upon looking at it, you see there's a little boy in there in the ball, just laughing his ass off. Somebody made a sphere around this kid, and he's just bouncing back and forth. So, like, there is magic here. There's magic all over everywhere. So, okay. So I will say, at that about 30-minute mark, the crowd does seem to really fill in around that train station. So much so that those passengers, you know, nobody really, except you guys, stayed or got off here that didn't, like, live here. And as the crowd kind of pushes in and forms in and stuff, you see that some of them, in order to get a better look, actually go to the other side of the train tracks. so that they can maybe catch a glimpse of, whatever. Um, but you see immediately when that like 20-minute mark hits, you see the guards that were here at the station kind of seem to almost instinctually start to kind of get the crowd to back away from the train tracks a bit, for safety reasons, of course. Uh, but you see them kind of holding that line a little bit better. And with, I will say, with your passive, Cinder, you catch the sound of the train about 10 minutes out. It's not trying to be stealthy. It's blowing the horn. And so, is there anything y'all would do before the train arrives within the city?
I wanna just find a place that the kids told me that not a lot of, like, the guards don't check regularly, but somewhere kind of along the tracks in the station, somewhere pretty close, so I can potentially just hop on.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else?
Mm, nothing that immediately comes to mind.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay.
Just try and act natural.
Totally natural. Actually, you know what? Zutok, give me a performance check.
Ah, dang it. Okay.
You said act, so therefore performance.
This is so true. Okay, let me see.
Damn! Y'all in your natural 20s for shit today. Holy crap, that's what,
We're
third
not
or
gonna
fourth?
have them when we need them.
I know.
Oh, no.
I know. Okay. So, with that, you look like the coolest cucumber out here. You are confident. You are everything, every single thing that your father would want you to be. In, because you've done the dignitary stuff. You know how to put on that persona, and you've got it down to a T.
Zutok has met so many kings.
So many kings.
Yeah. All these people around me are peasants.
Exactly. Totally what, you got this. You got this. The only ones that know that this is actually a performance is your friends. So, with that, you all hear the train coming down the tracks. I am trying not to sing the song that keeps popping in my head. Alright. So, it's difficult, guys. It's really difficult. And so we see this train pull into the station. It is beautiful. It is everything that you thought it would be. As it pulls in, you see the very beautiful, helm with this just gorgeous train. Very befitting, of course, of the king's lightning rail. You see the through the very broad windows that encircle the helm platform, you see a gentleman wearing the clothing and attire of the House Orin, standing at the helm, high atop the crew cart beneath the elemental binding struts. You see him controlling this train and bringing it to its stop. you see, you can see people throughout the train, just kind of looking out the windows. There's a few within the dining car. The galley doesn't have a whole lot of windows, but there's a couple, and you can kind of catch that there's a few of the chefs that are working at that point. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay. Now, you do catch that there are three of the. So just past that dining car, you see that there are three different train cars that. I mean, they're all kind of the whole train has a theme to the outside of it, so that it matches completely. However, it is very clear which ones are the first class cars. They're a little more decorated, a little more, windows and whatnot. Inside, you definitely see that there are those first class passengers, and it is those passenger cars that actually pull up to the platform here at the train station. Of course, the standard class and steerage, kind of jump out, down a little bit. But and you see, as soon before the train even comes to a complete stop, you see the steerage carriage is open, and you see some of the what is clearly the king's light infantry officers or soldiers coming out, and immediately kind of surrounding the train on all of its sides. So you see that some of the other passengers seem to get out and stretch their legs. You see hopping down from the standard class what looks to be like butlers or other servants of importance, jumping out of the train, and immediately not some of them are in a run, but some of them just very, very quickly paced walk, heading towards some of the stores here within the town, clearly on a mission to get something for their that they need. And so you see that they start heading that way. The cargo doors do not open. Some of the first class do get out. You see that there is a mixture of the dragon marked houses here, of the people that are getting off the train. I would like everybody to make a perception check, please. Okay. All right. So, Cinder, it is not hard for you to make out which of these guards or which of these houses is represented here. Quite easy, in fact. You're able to spot them, not just because of like the color scheme of their clothing, which is pretty obvious in some sort, but also through the fact that there is markings of their servants or of their different houses on their clothing. And you notice that that there is just a mixture of several of the houses. Dorian, I will say you are able to pick out the site of your house. One of the very, very high ranking members of your house just has departed the train.
I
Arthur.
just thought of a plan that we could have used to get in.
Arthur, I also you also see someone from House Caniff get off of the train. Someone that you've seen before. You're aware of them, but hasn't had a whole lot of communication with them. But you do notice them get off the train and kind of walk to go stretch their legs, and you see some of the people are coming out and shaking hands and the like. I will say with all of that, you guys do see the king come to the window of one of the carriages. He does not depart the train. He just comes to the window, and he waves at the people here. You see that he is currently flanked on either side by soldiers. And let's see here. So yeah, that is what is going on for the time that this train will be here. So, who's taking the lead on this plan? By the way, what was your plan, Tor?
We could have had Arthur be, high-level artificer joining the party, go to Salvation, and in his
Yeah,
attendance.
that could have been a thing,
Or
but
Dorian, or Joe, or...
But it did not. It was not a thing. Yep, that would have been a good thing though. Okay.
No, but with I have the shift leave clothing, so one of the things that's programmed into it is nondescript servant garb that
Okay.
I've done before. So I'm just gonna have it changed to that and just look slightly less bulky and just kind of walk on.
Okay. Okay. So you're gonna try to go on with the servants
Grab
and the.
some, find a box or something, grab something and act like I belong there and just walk
Okay.
on with.
Give me a perception check. Okay. You catch sight of this one young lady. Seems to be probably about 15, 16 years old. Or at least the human equivalent of it. She is looks to be a half orc girl, struggling with a very, very full armful of packages from the general store here. And you see she's struggling. She's struggling, and like she drops one, she does the whole thing to try to pick it up without dropping all the other ones.
We'll take some of the lighter looking ones.
You do, and you grab a couple of them, and she looks at you and she goes, "Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I thought I had stacked it better. I thought I was going to be able to make it without dropping anything, but well, gravity had other plans apparently."
I'll kind of nod and gesture that I'll follow her.
Okay. Thank you.
Arthur will cast invisibility on himself and follow right behind Cinder.
Okay. All right. So, okay, you get onto the train. What about the rest of you?
Well, given that I don't have a means of really hiding my equipment, I'm just going to approach and get on, carry myself as a lawman, and hope for the best.
Okay.
Get to guide the train and whatnot.
And whatnot. Okay. So as you step up to the train, you see the guards of the train are standing at all of the entrances to the three first class cars, and they stop you and they say, "Excuse me, I need to see your ticket or your written permission in order to board."
I'm here on behalf of the house.
Do you have written permission from a registered passenger?
Oratory.
What?
Oral password.
No. It is. We must see either a ticket that was granting you passage or written permission from a registered passenger already on the train.
Let's see, should I not? I probably shouldn't. But I kind of want to. But I won't. But it is tempting. Alright, rules are rules. And I will back up a bit.
Uh,
Okay. Next.
I guess I'll walk up
Okay.
and I say good night for a party.
He kind of looks at you and he says, "Son, this is the middle of the day." What?
There's always time for a party. I suppose you'll be wanting this, and I hold up the mall.
Well, I mean, if you want to get rid of it, I guess I could take it, but you're not getting on the train unless you have a ticket or written permission from a registered passenger.
Oh, sorry. Player me. I thought like this was like we were like getting on. I had to step away for a minute.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
sorry about that.
That's all good.
My bad.
It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, the guards that are at the entrances to the first class cars are very much doing the.
Yeah.
You're not getting, and you see like there's other people that are trying to get on the trains. It's not just you guys.
Right.
And
right.
you see at one point there's one person that goes up to the very first of the three train cars, and he is in an argument with these guards about how dare you, don't you know who I am, and all this, that, the other, just want to speak to the king, you come visit my town, it's the least he can do for me is to just, at least
Right.
say hi. And like this guy's literally not anybody of importance. He thinks he is though. So that entrance is currently taken. So you've got two more entrances of first class if anybody else wants to try.
Right. Sorry for the confusion. That was
It's all
unfortunate.
good.
All right.
Actually, kind of worked out. It's like, well, if you want to get rid of it, but I mean, still need the written permission. But
right. Just as a refresher, do we know of anyone on inside the first class or that we suspect might be in there from one of the houses that we
So you did
might have been
see a
able to
couple of people depart the train that you knew the house members, but they're very high-ranking house members.
right.
Well, when we contacted them, they probably told them this is the person that's on the train.
Maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, if we need like a written thing, we
Mhm.
might be able to use that.
Okay.
Like if we can catch up to them.
Okay. Okay. Give me a perception check, Mahler. You're so good at these.
No, I'm not.
I know. That's why it's fun to have the people who are not good at it at all roll. So, perfect. Perfect.
Awesome.
you okay? Good job, Dorian. You're pretty rememberable, buddy.
I'm simply too fabulous.
Uh huh. So, Mahler, you look around. You don't see any of the House representatives that came off the train. There are none standing in this little area that you're in right now.
Gotcha. That's
You,
unfortunate. All right.
there may be some still out in the town walking around or whatever, but you do not currently see any of them.
This would have been a great time to have two of the bards.
I mean, right?
Mm.
Mhm.
All the charisma people are gone.
Mhm.
And there's only one thing that's charisma oriented that I can roll, but might get us into more trouble.
I mean, considering I'm gonna let you in on a secret. Considering that the steering car contained 50 of his soldiers, and then there's the regular guards on the train. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Wait,
Hence, it's not worth it.
I forgot I had this. Hold on, I do have a snake tattoo that does say I can take a D4 on a persuasion or intimidation roll, so I'll try here.
What are you trying to do? What are you trying to
Um,
persuade him to do or intimidate him to do?
I
We're
just
here to protect
persuade.
the
Right.
king.
My companions and I are here to protect the king and his interests, and we become quite proficient in doing so. We have recently slain the Lord of Blades and two dragons. Dragon and a half. The other one's kind of sleepy, but
The other one
main.
was sleeping.
I mean, to be fair, we did assail what was quite possibly the largest threat that this area has seen in quite some time. I feel like we'd have a little bit of bargaining power, or at least notoriety.
All right.
Respectable-ish.
Okay. Go ahead and give me that persuasion check.
Hold on, let me pull up a charisma character sheet real quick.
No.
I guess, just as a side note,
I have a
with
D4. There we go. A crit on the D4. That's a success. I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere.
Oh my goodness. So with me having a soldier background, these guards, can
Clearly
I tell?
soldiers.
Clearly soldiers.
These are clearly the ones that are at the train doors right now. Those specifically that were within the front part of the train and stuff. You know as the king's personal guard.
Right. So
and then the other 50 that are out and around the train, those are just like his foot soldiers. Yep.
Gotcha.
His little battalion that travels with him. Uh-oh. Tor's got a thing. What thing you got, Tor?
Is it mass invisibility?
Mass invisibility.
No, it's some rogue bullshit. I'm going
it's
to.
some rogue bullshit.
I'm going to sneak back out. I'm going to change into my tabaxi-ish self. I'm going to gather all of the party that isn't already on there, and I'm going to walk up to one of the people that they haven't talked to yet.
Okay. I will say you see the that third train car, the one where the guy has been arguing about seeing the king. You see him being not so gently escorted away by some of the like couple of the 50, regular soldiers.
Okay.
And you see standing at the train, entrance, a couple of the king's guards.
Okay, I have the Illuminator's tattoo, so I can write an invisible message basically once a day. So I'm just gonna get some paper and write like "we belong" or whatever, and it'll be like it will appear very official and password protected and like I'm gonna come up to these lowly soldiers getting in the way, keeping me from where I need to be, all this kind of stuff.
Okay.
Very full of myself and entitled like the last guy, but looking like I deserve the entitlement. I'm going to just gather everybody, walk up, and just be ready to breeze right past him, shove the piece of paper in his face, and just keep going.
Okay. 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 So you have the Illuminator's tattoo. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's not really gonna do anything helpful other than just official looking piece of paper.
Yeah. As you do this, give me a performance check.
Okay. And that's to get us all on the train.
And who is all?
Everybody, my whole party who's not already on the train.
Okay. Right now, the only person on the train is Arthur.
Yeah, so literally everybody else.
Okay.
How did Arthur get on?
Arthur's invisible.
Oh.
He just walked on. I mean, it wasn't a bad plan. Okay.
Fair.
All right. So,
I need you to give me the one roll that will get everybody on the train without.
2 rolls. Performance. How well you are carrying yourself to be that super dignified, passing as
I'm doing my best, Dorian.
right.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would like to help point out her posture. Straighten the
I
back.
would suggest you not.
I meant before we go up there.
Oh, before you go up there. Okay. I was gonna say that's probably not gonna earn you points in the middle of talking to the guard.
You see, you put a ruler on her back so she's standing up straight. Cock the head upward ever so slightly, so that you're looking down but not too far down.
All right, with advantage.
So this is performance.
Performance with advantage. And depending on how you do with this, it's a good thing you had advantage. Although I kind of wish you didn't. But that's all right. Okay. So, all right. Okay. You know what? I gotta do it. 3 tabaxis in a trench coat? No, it's the other character. Okay. So, it's a high DC. But roll me a persuasion check.
You're probably gonna hate this.
I'm gonna hate this. Okay.
If you fail an ability check, you can treat the D20 roll as a 20.
So that makes it a 21.
Yeah.
Have a hero point.
Well, I do actually have.
Need all the help we can get. Hey.
Okay. Okay.
Rogue bullshit.
Rogue bullshit. Okay. Yep, she's pulling out the rogue bullshit.
Add Ashy advantage. He's right here.
No. I counter that with I pissed off Dylan at disadvantage.
Yeah, disadvantage for you.
Nope.
I'm not the worst right now.
You gave it to me, so.
Important part being right now.
Right now, yeah. She gave me the spray bottle. I'm the one that sprayed him, but she gave it to me.
Yeah, you're the worst.
Okay, so 25. Okay. He stops you. And as you show him the paper, he says,
I wasn't even slowing down.
I know, but no, they physically stop you.
I
And-
will. How dare you touch me?
Who on the train has given you permission?
Do you not read?
Not with you in such a rush to board the train. Give me the name.
He was, in fact, number one.
I love that
here
so much.
on the behest of the king and Soul Ring. You are in my way. Move.
Okay. With that, you are all brought into the train car. As you step in, you see that you enter into a hallway of sorts. It is where the king was waving a little while ago through the windows. But you have in fact entered into the first of the first class train cars. You see that there is but one door to the entry, or no, sorry, there's two doors, one on each end. As it's one of those trains where, or train cars where, like, it's clearly made that half of the train car, or like, well, it's like 2/3 of it is like the room and and whatnot, and then like there's the walkway. But instead of the walkway being down the middle, it's on the side, and that's where where the window is, where he can stand and wave and whatnot. You guys are brought into that, and the guard, once you are in, he says, "Please wait here." And you see him go walk over to the very, very strong-looking warforge that is standing at one of the doors. They're both have strong warforge guards at each of the doors to this rooms.
I will turn and I will walk into my little crowd of people and break line of sight, and I'm gonna go back to sneaky sneak. And I'm turning back to regular Cinder. I am stealthing. I am saying they might want a bribe or something. I'm handing over some platinum. But other people, I got us on here. I am not equipped to finish this.
Okay.
I have run out of my very special skills.
Okay.
We're on the train now. Perfect.
You are currently in the hallway outside of the king's chambers.
We need to be inside the king's chambers.
Well, I mean, I will say you guys have a passive that's high enough for the most part to catch what the guard is telling the other guard. And the Warforge informs him that the king is currently within a meeting and not to be disturbed at this time. He says, take them to the dining car. They can wait there until the king is ready.
Might have hors d'oeuvres. Little
Is the
pickle.
dining car in the direction of Arthur?
It is not. It is in the opposite direction of Arthur. Arthur's at the back of the train. The dining car is in front of where you are.
Wait, I'm at the very back?
Well, you're in the third to the end of the train.
Okay. I would start wandering slowly, carefully forward, still invisible.
Okay. You get to the front of the car that you got in, and you are currently in like the servant's car, and the next one is the back of the first class cars. Easily enough, you go into the first class, the back of the first class cars. Arthur, give me a perception check.
How if we go forward, we're going into the king's car.
Okay. You know what? I meant to do this before, and I did
There's
not.
no lines, so if Otto's from the back coming forward, he would have to pass by us to get to the king's car.
So you guys
So
are
I
in.
could
You guys are in
potentially
the
be
king's car.
walking back, opening doors, and leaving them open.
Okay. So let's go
Requisite
with.
amount of time for our artificer to get through.
Okay. Here we're gonna do the drawing because I didn't do the thing like I wanted. Okay. So we've got the first car. Well, actually, that should have been. Yeah, we'll do them in the fill-in ones now. So that's the engine. We've got the kitchen. Okay. You've got the dining room. My squares are not even. I am aware of this. Then you have the king's car.
I only see like 3 lines.
Yeah, that's 4 squares.
Uh-huh.
That one. That one.
And then you've got the first class car, the next first class car, and then you've got the servants, and then you've got the steerage where the other soldiers go, and then at the very end of it, you've got the storage, the cargo. Thank you to whoever's writing on the thing. I appreciate you very, very much.
I can only see black through purple.
If you that's weird. Can everybody else see all the colors?
When I zoom out, it shows it for a second, and then
That's strange. Sure.
so I'm gonna read it.
Okay. All right. There you go. All right, and then okay. So yeah, so you guys, and I'm gonna go ahead and we'll use.
It works now.
Okay. Let's see here. So you guys are right there, and Arthur is currently in that one.
We're in the same one as the king?
Yep. That is the one that you guys just went into. I will make a better train, but
I thought he was past the Warforge
so
guard at the door.
he is. Okay, so the hold on, go with me here. The so this part of it is this is the king's rooms. You're in the hallway that runs the length of the train car. You are just brought into the hallway that runs the length of the train car. So, and you are this is the dining room, whoever's doing the thing. And you were told, thank you. You were told that you could go into the dining room to wait until the king is ready. So, but okay, I did ask you for a roll and I forgot to look. Okay, Arthur, there is someone that you recognize here within the first class 2 section of the train. You recognize a certain creator of the Oracle sitting in the furthest back corner that he can get on the side of the thing that does not have a door. So, like, very, very much the one that is, like, he's got the farthest, back, first class train car, the back corner, opposite the train doors, trying to kind of, he's just sitting there,
Back to the wall, nobody can come up behind him. He's watching everybody.
Mm-hmm.
The whole mafia boss.
Right. Mm-hmm. And Arthur, as you move, like, are you gonna do anything about him right now?
I'm gonna try to remember how much we trust him.
Not at all anymore.
Yeah, that's right. Remembered.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Nope. Not at all anymore.
Then I'm gonna ignore him for now.
Okay. You know that you're supposed to steal the iron flask that he has sitting on his lap at the moment. Yep.
Yeah, I'll just make a note.
Okay. So yeah, so you make out where he is and stuff. As you pass through the other first class, you see that most of the people that are in these two cars, minus the asshole with the flask, seem to be those of the Dragonmark houses. But yeah, while you guys are waiting, do you go to the dining room or do you just stay in the hallway waiting?
I'll go
Because
in
the guard
dining
will
room.
turn and be like, he's busy, you can go to the dining room, they said.
I will investigate the dining room,
Okay.
particularly for little pickles and cheeses.
Okay.
Drinks.
Alright. Okay, as you enter into this dining room, it is a regal banqueting carriage. You see that there's a couple of nobles here within the dining carriage already. You see a string quartet of that clearly are just paid to do this. They are brought to do this, playing very beautiful chamber music. There is a guard at each of the entrances here, and I will say you well, actually, Dorian, give me a history check.
Does that have to do with nobility?
It does not. Okay. Alright. Okay. That is enough. You recognize one of the people in here, as Cicero Ermagarize, a Cryan hero who pledged his loyalty to the Brailish crown after Cry's fall from, to them. So, this guy who is very much a noble that has pledged his support to the Braylon forces. But that whole Cryan hero thing, you recognize him. He's up there. So, yeah. So
that's where the healers were healing.
Yes. Yep. Well, that was their refugee kind of camp thing. But yeah, this guy was one of the heroes that rescued all of them, getting them out of the Mournlands and stuff to be able to build that refugee camp and stuff. But yeah, so you have heard all about his harrowing, tales and whatnot. So you catch a glimpse at him, and you see he's got he seems to be kind of wearing this it's it's not a full helm. It's almost like a decorative helm. If you know what I mean. Like, it's not the full, armor helm. I'm going to battle.
Ceremonial.
It's a very ceremonial, but also, like, it's kind of cut. The metal is cut into design, so it's actually very breathable. And it's very very much a mixture of Cryan design and Brailish design, kind of intermixed. It's kind of cool looking, actually. But yeah, this guy is sitting in the middle of the dining car talking to some other nobles with this helm sitting on his head. Yep. Almost serving him as kind of like a crown. Yeah. You do see... Yeah, he's wearing it. You do see that every once in a while, coming from the kitchen, you see one of the chefs roll out a cart with food. You see some very, very scrumptious meals here. Very high end, very much, Dorian, what you have not had in a very long time. And it is much more than just tiny pickles and cheeses. It is, the full... I mean, you have those options as well. They do have some of that as well. That they start you off with, of course. But if you sit, they will, ask you what you would like to eat, and they will get you a meal.
I don't want to be rude.
Okay. So, with that, you guys, at this point, because we don't have our bards, and we're going to go talk to the king, and all of that fun stuff, we're going to actually call it just early, because you guys have managed to board the train, and it is at this point that you hear the famous all aboard that are going aboard kind of situation call. You see the hustle of the soldiers running back to the end of the train to jump back in the train and get their positions. The doors close, and you hear the sound of the elemental engines starting to surge again as this elemental lightning train takes off towards the place that you just came from. Towards salvation. Which means you have 24 hours from now till the train arrives within salvation to convince the king or protect the king from whatever may come, and also get the iron flask from Sol Ring. So with that, my friends, we are going to call our adventure right there tonight, and we are going to go ahead and take this show to next week. So with that, we will be back here to continue this adventure and to hopefully have a plan as to what you are going to be doing or talking, or how you are convincing this king and getting the flask back, or getting the flask from Sol Ring. But until then, I just want to say thank you so much for hanging out here in DMS Adventurers Tavern, where adventure really is always on the menu. Good night, guys.